Chapter 6. Well, Session 6. Parents know best. We have a trigger warning. This episode has these triggers that may upset some individuals, offend, or elicit negative emotions. If you have issues with any of these trigger warnings, now is your chance to back away and come back when you're in a better headspace, or get the Cliff Notes version later on. Homophobia, transphobia, misgendering, gaslighting, verbal and emotional abuse, verbal violence, manipulation, profanity, drug abuse, medical assault and abuse, potential use of slurs, parental abuse and neglect, and possible harm to children. This is Vampire the Masquerade. At least that's the system we're using. It is a horror game. We don't shy away from dark storytelling here. We embrace it. It can be quite therapeutic, and it can be healing in its own right if used properly. If you have an issue, please let the storyteller know. Or pop it in the side chat and I can let the storyteller know. That being said, storyteller, are we ready?
That we are. Alrighty then. 1 second. Cat, go away. Shoot. Shoot. Stop trying to get the corset unopened. Alright. Just a moment, I'm trying to get the screen set up. I'm not used to having push to talk on.
It happens. It happens.
Growing up, our first protectors and supporters are often our parents or guardians. Whether it is their encouraging words or selfless actions, they are often the first ones to come to our defense, or to offer words of wisdom or support in one way or the other. This is how parents are supposed to be. However, this is not an ideal world where all parents love their children with the same unconditional love. Many times, parents look at their children as burdens, lost causes, traitors, or worse, their love is conditional, and many children strive to chase after those fleeting moments of parental love in hopes of feeling that joyous feeling. That being said, there is a reason that there is an African saying that a child not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. Sometimes the burning is a necessary step towards healing. Episode 6, Parents Know Best. Good evening, Echo. How are you feeling?
It's been quite enlightening over the last night or two, I think. There's been some discoveries made. There's been some connections forged. And I've been learning more and more just exactly what I'm capable of. I feel like I'm changing as a person. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
It has been quite the few couple of nights. From befriending vampires to creating your first ghouls. And now Sorry, it did a weird thing. One moment. It has been quite the few couple of nights, from befriending vampires to creating your first ghouls. And now you've discovered that ghosts haunt your apartment. It has been interesting for you. The urge to write at an all-new time high. But first things first, it is a new night. I'm going to need you to roll a rouse check.
Because of course you are. That's a fail. One moment.
What's your hunger at now, my dear?
I believe that puts my hunger at 3.
Ooh. You can feel the beast slowly clawing away at its cage, trying so desperately to get out. How much longer can you hold it for, I wonder? But now that that's out of the way, there is another matter you have to settle, and it's the fact that your new intern and ghoul, Chris, is currently still unconscious in your bed beside you.
Pull myself up. Echo will pull themselves up out of the bed. Kind of look around for a moment, stretch, work the knots out. Take a moment to just, I guess, feel that aching, that gnawing. And then a moment later, we'll walk around the bed and shake Chris gently.
He lets out a very tired groan, slowly opening his eyes like, "Hey, boss. What's up?"
Did you have a good nap?
Yeah, I woke up and I tried to find something to drink, because I know when you give blood, you're supposed to have, like, orange juice or cookies or something. You got nothing in your fridge.
Ah, that was an oversight on my part. My apologies.
It's cool. So I'm feeling nauseous right now, so can I lay down for, like, another, I don't know what time it is.
Yeah.
He looks at his watch. Fuck, I missed work.
I'll deal with it. They know to come to me.
Can I lay down?
We have a deal, remember?
Right? Mm-hmm.
Take the time you need. I'll tell them you are on an assignment for me that got you kind of caught up.
Okay.
When you feel like you can get out of bed, if you go into the living room, there's a small little ornament on top of the TV stand. The head unscrews. There's a $10 bill in there. Take that and go get yourself something to eat and drink. It's not much, but it'll do to tide you over.
Can do, boss. Can do.
In the meantime, don't push yourself. I've got some business to take care of tonight. You're not coming. And Echo looks directly at him, like right in the fucking eyes. You're not coming.
I don't think I'd be much use to you anyway, boss.
Good.
Don't get arrested.
I hold no promises.
Okay.
And Echo...
He then, once again, passes out.
And Echo will turn around and walk out of the bedroom.
All right. You walk out of the bedroom. Your living room is still in the similar positions it had been from last night's seance. There is a note left behind by Ro with a simple message of had to go before sunrise. Love you lots. Try to eat something before you do anything bad. XOXOXOXOXOXOXO. Ro.
Take the note, look at it for a moment, put it right back down where I found it. I'll take care of that when I get back. First, I think there's conversations that need to be had. But the best way to do that, I don't know. Echo will pick up the phone from the table where they left it the night before.
Okay, it still has a charge.
Tap out a quick message to Ro. Need some advice. Got a moment?
The phone instantly rings with Rose. Somehow, she got into your phone and put a picture of herself as the contact. So you see a picture display of her doing a expression.
Naturally. Press the answer button. Put the phone up to my ear. That didn't take long.
What's up?
Are you always this chipper first thing?
Yes, apparently it's a constant problem for some people. I don't understand why.
Also, God, I miss coffee. Got some.
I mean, you can drink it; it'll just come right back up.
Yeah, I don't know. Got a problem I need to deal with, and I was wondering what you thought was the best way to go about it.
Is this about what we discovered yesterday?
With the parents, yes.
Well, that's the tricky thing, because what do you want the outcome to be?
I'm not sure yet.
Like, I'm saying, like, okay, so let's say, worst case scenario, it turns out that both of the parents have been doing this and they're doing it with malicious intent. What would you want to do? Do you want to go the legal route or do you want to go our route?
Undecided. Do you remember that thing you do where you can tell whether or not people are lying?
Mm-hmm.
Does that work for just you, or does that work for anyone?
Typically, it works for just me.
Crap.
Yeah, and unfortunately, as you know, I can't really deal with mortals anymore right now.
Yeah, I was wondering if you could, work something up for me, but, whatever.
I mean, do you want our human lie detector?
Tall, dark, and Jack Reacher. Echo stumbles over the words for a moment.
Thing was watching people, and he watches all of us really well to tell if any of the guys have less than stellar intent.
How does he do with people he just met?
He deals with people he's just met all the time.
No, I meant as far as being able to tell whether or not they're lying.
Let me double check as I bring up Mr. Marcus Blackwood's character sheet. Open up. This is what happens when you don't have things prepared.
just while we're waiting, for those of you that are currently in the audience in the Discord, if you're curious about Echo's character sheet, it's on the Twitch layout. Twitch.tv/Vampire Blazewing.
So, Rose speaks up. Let's just say that you know how you kind of knew that I wasn't being completely truthful with my persona, as you call it?
That was more of a...
He clocked that within 2 minutes.
That was more of an educated
Yeah, he
guess on my
clocked that
part, but
within...
yeah.
Well, let's just say he clocked it within 2 minutes of talking to me.
Gotcha. Give me one quick sec. Sorry about that. Clocked that within about 2 minutes, huh?
Yeah, I kind of have a deal with him where he doesn't talk about it and I don't mess up his hair.
Of course. All right. Thanks. I'm gonna give him a poke and see what he's doing tonight.
I think he's actually off. I haven't seen him.
I'm gonna give him a poke and see what he's doing tonight.
Okay, have fun. Wear protection.
Echo rolls their eyes.
Love you. Do stretches beforehand.
Click. Echo hangs up the phone.
You hang up the phone just to hear Ro cackling.
And Echo, again, flips through the contacts for a moment. Finds Marcus. What are you up to tonight?
Do you send him that text message?
I'll follow it up with, it's Echo, by the way.
You don't see any notification that he's replying until you see the "it's Echo, by the way," and then you see the little 3 dots of showing that he's texting you back and says, just dealing with a small personal matter, but it's wrapping up very quickly. Why? What's up?
Got a problem. Might need somebody just chilling with me for a few.
Is it a... You get a text back. Is this a we have to hide a body problem? And then underneath it, for legal reasons, that was a joke. ...
Unknown at this point.
Send me your address.
I will send Marcus the address. I'll give him an address of like a block or 2 away.
You don't want him to know exactly where you're living? That is completely fine.
Not right now, I don't.
That is fair. He sends back a text message that says ETA about 25 minutes.
I'll meet you downstairs.
Thumbs up emoji.
Look around at Echo will look around at the mess from last night, shake their head for a second. Grab a notepad, a blank notepad, and a pen. On the inside scribble, letters for the fridge, large fluffy dog, some sort of juice and snacks for the cupboard, and then put the pen in the notepad on the inside of the on the inside pocket with the phone. Walk over, grab their shoes, grab their jacket, keys. Trying to think if there's anything else. Don't really want to wall it. Walk over to that little figurine, unscrew the top, grab a 20 from it, slip that into a pocket as well. Screw the top back on, and out the door.
You walk outside, going down the stairs from your small apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
It's a quiet night. Sounds like most of the people are sleeping. You actually do see a U-Haul outside of the building. It looks like there are some people who are packing some stuff up, maybe for the next day. You're not sure.
Do I know them?
You look over, you do see that it is looks like the young couple that lives in the middle unit. It looks like they're packing stuff up.
You guys off somewhere?
The gentleman looks over. You haven't really talked to them much. You just see them in passing. He's like, yeah, actually, the missus here, he points to his girlfriend dramatically, got a great position out east, so we're moving.
Oh.
Gave our month's notice last week. Already told Frank that we're going to pay for this month just so that way he can have it cleaned and stuff. But yeah.
Well, safe travels. All the best with the new position. I hope it treats you well.
Yeah, we should be completely moved out by next week. Chrissy here, he points to his girlfriend, we're expecting. So this is actually great for us because great position. And his girlfriend like playfully kicks him in the back of the knees, like, leave them alone. They're clearly going somewhere, and you have to help me.
I was just
since you're not letting me lift heavy things.
I was just saying hi and trying to be friendly.
I know. It's just you.
We're good. We're good.
I know. It's just the man who you remember his name is Elliot. She's nesting right now. But yeah, are you going somewhere, or do you think you could help us with some boxes before you go?
How much time do you think it'll take?
We're not doing much, actually. We're running longer than usual, and it's just like some of the smaller things. We're bringing this to a storage unit on the other side of town.
I got about 10 to 15 minutes. I suppose I can give you a hand for a second.
Oh, thanks. That's great, man. I appreciate it.
No worries. And Echo will follow their instructions. Grab the boxes.
It's just a couple of boxes. Nothing too major. You do notice that whenever the woman tries to lift a heavy box, the light bulbs will start flickering, getting the man's attention. He's like, hey, no. And she's like, I'm allowed to lift heavy boxes. And he stops her. And this seems to keep happening every time she tries to lift something that would be considered heavy. The light bulbs start going, and she just starts cursing at it like, I will not miss the faulty wiring in this building.
Echo looks up at the lights for a second, just kind of smirks, says absolutely nothing, smirks, and then grabs the box.
It is relatively quick work. You actually find that what should be heavy isn't as heavy as it once was for you, and are able to go up and down the stairs relatively quickly. And after 10 minutes, you look at your watch, realize you should probably start getting going. They say thank you and hope you have a good night.
You as well. Like I said, safe travels. I'm sure you're going to do great.
Thanks, Echo. You have a good night.
You too. And Echo will head off.
As you head to the corner where you said you would meet Marcus, you don't see anyone there yet. And about 5 minutes later, you actually see a truck pull up. And I will post what the truck looks like in the chat. Mm-hmm.
One second. I see a black square.
Black square?
Give me
Shouldn't
one.
see a black square.
Give me 1 second. Now I see.
I just tried resending it.
Now I see a white square. Give me a second. I'm wondering if...
That's right, people. Marcus drives squares.
One moment. Okay. Got it. A black Chevy, huh? Looks like it's a van truck, a mix between a van and a truck. Sorry, I'm not really good with
it. It is technically a Chevy Silverado EV truck.
Ah, gotcha. Echo will kind of look around for a moment and look at the driver's seat.
One of the first things you notice about the truck, besides for the fact that it seems to be very well maintained, is the fact that you know for a fact those windows are tinted far darker than what is legally allowed. As the window slowly descends, and you see Marcus. And once again, we are doing some sharing as I have updated a picture of Marcus. I did a lot of work with visuals today.
You did.
Or this week.
You did. For those of you that don't know, Lady Pundit here is our official artist, so... One moment.
I am still working on rugged people, but that's what we got for now. A reminder for those listening, Marcus is a man who appears to be in his mid-30s, very muscular, over 6'5", crew-cut hair that is well-maintained, piercing green eyes. And he is currently, from what you can see, wearing a similar black shirt that he was wearing the first time you met him. The only difference is it does not have the word staff across it. And he looks at you and says, "So who are we killing?"
Let's talk once I'm in the truck. How soundproof is it?
No one should be able to hear us, and I check it every day for bugs, so.
Good. Echo walks over, tries to open the truck door, and then hops up in the seat.
Yep. It is impeccably clean on the inside as well. And as you close the door, he rolls up the window, he puts it in park, looks over at you.
Okay. I'm assuming we can talk here then, yes?
If you're worried about masquerade breaching, yes, we can talk here.
Good. I went and got myself a couple of minions, ghouls, I think is the word you guys use for them. Turns out one of them has some parents that may or may not be exactly the best type of people. When she started showing some extrasensory abilities, they medicated her heavily. As in, gave her vitamins that were spiked with what I'm assuming is probably antipsychotics. Best guess. She didn't know until we found out. This has been going on for years. And I'm
How long exactly?
Since she was a kid. She's in her 20s now. So, close to 2 decades. I am none too happy. At least that's the best I can figure out at the moment from what's been laid out in front of me. You know, follow the trail, so to speak.
Can you roll me a wits awareness roll, please?
Oh, fuck. I swear to God, if he crashes the truck while we're parked...
he would never crash his own car while he is parked.
Wits and awareness. So, wits is 4, awareness is 3, and I now have 3 hunger dice. That one. So, pull that one, pull that one. Ah, shit! I need another D10. Give me 1 second. The D10s I have are no longer sufficient. The other D10 I want is... Where is it? That one will do. Four successes.
At the mention that this has been happening to your ghoul since she was a child, his face stays neutral, as if he's still processing the information. However, you do see that he's kind of looking at you like tilted to the side. One of his hands is still on the steering wheel. You do see that his knuckles slowly start to turn white from how hard he is gripping the steering wheel. At the mention that this has been happening to her since she was a small child.
I aim to rectify this situation. This individual is not exactly in the best place. Been shat on most of her life. I decided to give her a leg up, so to speak. Problem is, I don't know what I'm walking into. I know they live in a wealthy area of town. And Echo will, again, show him the address that they collected from Rhonda the other night.
I believe that's a gated community as well.
So I figured having somebody to watch my back wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea, if you're up for it.
Makes Echo, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't up for it.
My question to you is, what's it going to cost me?
Ah, I see you've already been learning the ways of our kind.
I pick up things here and there every once in a while. I've been known to have a brain like every other night.
He thinks it over for a moment. What exactly do you want me to do? Am I there as backup? Am I there as a, what are they calling it? Scary dog privilege?
I need somebody who's good at figuring out whether or not people are lying in the moment, which you seem to have a talent for. And possibly be there to help me deal with things should things go south.
He thinks it over for a few moments. Let's say you owe me a small boon for this.
Done.
Normally it'd be something more, but considering the fact that this involves kids, let's just say I don't take kindly to that sort of thing. Question is, though, how exactly do you plan to approach this?
Hadn't really thought that far ahead yet. Figured I'd cross that bridge when I come to it. I was thinking about
That
maybe
sort of
taking...
thinking usually.
Sorry, go ahead.
That sort of thinking usually does not end well. Speaking from personal experience.
I was thinking about taking it from the journalist point of view. Usually gets me into places. Maybe tell them I'm doing a story on parents and kids that have kind of fallen out, stumbled upon their kid, talked to her for a bit, and then figured I'd come and talk to them to get the full story.
Alright.
Or...
do you know their names?
Echo pulls out the phone, flips through and finds Rhonda. What are your parents' names, just out of curiosity?
A few moments later, she replies back, Ben and Candy. With an I.
Thank you. Slips the phone back into the pocket. Now I do.
He's trying very hard not to laugh. And what was your other idea?
Break in. Take him by surprise.
I'm good at either or. I say we try the pleasant route first, though, just in case we're caught. Don't get me wrong, Seraphina can get me a pretty good lawyer. I'm not so sure that extends to you.
I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
All right then. He turns to face forward, shifts the truck into gear, and starts to drive towards the location that was given to you. It is about a 30-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
As you arrive, luckily you manage to just follow someone in to the gated community, because they enter just as that. Marcus follows in his truck, which I gotta roll to see how he does. Clearly this man is... what the fuck was that? Clearly this man is used to driving. Drives like a pro. No one suspects a thing as he drives up to the house, which is... hold on. If you check in the side chat, that is the house of the address that your ghoul gave you. Of where her parents live.
Single level house from what looks like. Modern design, stone base around, or stone trim around the base, with gray siding. Quite modest for a gated community out here. Looks like it's got a fenced off backyard too. Seen worse.
Seen better, Marcus says as he parks on the other side of the street.
Oh yeah, I mean, so have I. I just was trying to be nice. I mean, it is an upscale...
You don't have to be nice to them.
Not to them, but it is an upscale area of town.
If I had to guess, it looks like this might have been one of the first houses built, and that might have been grandfathered over into the community.
Probably. What if they have an HOA? Can we stick an HOA Karen on them?
I mean, I imagine we could find someone like that. I do believe we got one or two like that in our community.
Anyways. You sure you're up for this?
He looks at you with a raised brow. I already said if I'm here, or not.
Just asking. Echo hops out of the truck, opens the door, hops out of the truck, closes the door.
Marcus follows you, closes his door behind him, locks it with his little fob thing. Lights are on, so it looks like they're home at least.
Yeah. Alright. Let's do this. And Echo walks up the walk in front of the house, up to the front door. And
Marcus follows you.
Knocks on the glass.
Ben and Candy, you both hear a knock at your door.
Candy, can you go get that?
You hear this quite like sweet voice just like, I'm on my way, dear. And then the door opens halfway so that you see this woman before you, but you know that you are not invited in yet. Hello.
Good evening. How are you?
I am well, and how are you?
Not too bad, all things considered. Thanks. I was wondering if we could talk for a couple of minutes.
And what about? Just, we've never met before, and it is late in the evening. So I would like to know why you wish to speak right now.
Your kid,
Honey.
actually.
Honey, who is it?
Just a minute. What about my kid?
Just looking to get thoughts and opinions on a couple of different topics in regards to, and Echo pulls out the notebook, flips through it for a second. Rhonda, was it?
Well, if you will just give me a moment if you just give me a moment. She backs up and closes the door, and you hear the deadbolt just... She turns, you just hear, Ben, there's this person outside. They want to talk about Rhonda.
Talk about our daughter?
Yeah. Have you heard from her?
I haven't heard from her. We've been curious where she is.
Can I hear any of this through the door?
Yes, you can. I'm already telling you, yes, you can. That is thin glass.
Not Not a muscle twitches on Echo's face, but if you could hear the monologue on the inside of the head at this point...
Is it Marcus and Echo that are there, or just
Yes.
Echo?
No, it's Echo and Marcus are at the door.
Marcus is there too. So you would also see this man who's 35, looks to be 6'7", 250 pounds of pure muscle. You might have also seen a tattoo on his arm for the Navy SEALs.
Let me handle this. I'll handle it.
Thanks, babe. What?
He unclicks the deadbolt. Can I help you?
Yeah, I was wondering if I could talk to you and your, I'm assuming, wife about your kid for a couple minutes on a couple of different topics. Get your thoughts and opinions.
Is she in trouble?
Not as far as I know.
And who are you?
Oh, my name is Echo. I'm actually a reporter for the Buzz Bulletin, and you can. Echo reaches into the inside pocket of the jacket, pulls out an old business card, and hands it over.
Is she in trouble?
Not that I know of. Should she be?
What's the story about?
It's actually about estranged parents and children. You know, how
What are
parents
you
and
talking about?
parents
We're
and
not
kids,
estranged.
parents and kids.
Honey!
Don't belong. How long's it been since you talked to her?
Honey, how long has it been since we,
It hasn't
Rhonda.
been long at all. I don't know
Yeah.
where you got estranged from.
Really? So when I was talking to her, she told me it was at least a couple years. That's quite a long time to go without talking to your kid.
So dramatic. It has not been years.
How long's it been?
I don't know off the top of my head, but definitely not that long. So if you please, what would you like to discuss with us about our child?
Well, I'm actually writing a story, like I said, on estranged parents and children, and the reasons that might happen. I'm looking to kind of come at it from both sides of the topic. You know, give kind of a balanced perspective. But I really don't think the street here is the place to have this conversation. Especially
Candy will...
Especially not where your neighbors can hear it. Given that you're in a gated community and all that. Appearances, yes? I mean, if you want, I can just turn around now. I can go back home and I can write the story without your input to give that balanced perspective. And then all the information I have to go on is given by her, which might not exactly be the most flattering for you two. Your choice.
Fine. Come on in.
Thank you. Your hospitality is appreciated. Echo will walk in through the door.
Who's he?
He holds out his hand. Marcus Blackwood.
He's my partner.
Partner. You an Oilers fan?
More of a fan of the Canucks.
We all have our mistakes. Come on in.
Nobody.
Candy will lead you into their living room area. Is there a picture of this, or can I describe it?
You can describe it. Marcus does make a point of wiping his boots off on the welcome mat outside your door.
As
Get
you're
you a beer?
walking through, Echo pipes up, and nobody likes the maple leaves.
Oilers all the way. Although this last game was pretty shit.
I mean, it's the
So-
Oilers. What do you expect?
Sharks got their asses handed to them.
Candy leads you into what they would call their formal, living room. It has It is like a picture in a magazine. There are chairs that are gorgeous, but obviously not sit-in and not comfortable. Like an armchair, like a love seat couch, trinkets and tchotchkes like perfectly placed on shelves. Obviously, this is not like their actual family room with, like mess. That's definitely in the basement. But this is like where like she owns the room when she walks in. Like this is her domain. You feel it. Please sit. Would you two like anything to drink or eat before we get talking?
You look like a man that could use a beer. You want a beer?
Echo looks over at Marcus for a moment. I gotta ask, is he actually like chugging from a bottle of beer? I appreciate the offer, but I actually had supper before I came.
Unfortunately, I can't drink due to the fact that I am the driver, but I appreciate the offer.
Well, you can
Oh, I
still
just
have
meant
one
water.
beer. Honey, you can have a beer. One beer ain't gonna kill him. He could still drive.
It's his choice whether he wants the beer or not. And I thought you didn't like sharing your beers.
I don't, but apparently this person definitely looks like he could use one. Stiff.
I'm more of a whiskey fan anyway, so. But thank you for the offer. I am good.
So Candy sits down, and I'm trying to do this while having my push talk on, like folded leg, hand on knee, like sitting up, like perfectly straight. And trying not out of the corner of her eye to see her husband, who is probably just like slouched back on another chair.
Looking at the TV.
So, first, thanks for having us in. Appreciate that. And again, Echo pulls out that notepad and a pen this time. Kind of flips through the pages for a moment.
As you are flipping through the pages, you hear a low growling sound.
Echo takes a moment and looks around.
And you see in the hallway. 1 second. Large white dog with black ears, and it almost looks like he was looking through binoculars because he has two black spots on his eyes, as I put into the chat. And this dog is looking at both you and Marcus and growling. Ben
Bingo.
and Candy, this is the first time you've seen your dog act like this.
Bingo!
Knock it
That's
off,
not
Bingo.
polite.
Get back.
I am so sorry about him. You see, we're fostering. We really try to foster animals so that they can get better homes and give them a lot of love. They've been in so rough situations, and Bingo has been such a relaxed dog. I don't know why he's being like this. I am so sorry.
Did you guys make character sheets for these two by any chance? You're gonna have to roll me charisma plus persuasion or manipulation for that. Or no, sorry, persuasion.
Persuasion, manipulation, please. Yeah, persuasion, charisma, actually. Or no,
Can I do it?
manipulation.
Can I do it? Manipulation, intimidation towards the dog.
You can.
What would you like me to roll?
Do you want to do a wits awareness roll?
I'd probably actually do insight for that. I can do a wits insight for you.
Yeah, do wits insight.
That and 2. Let's take away 3. Oh, this is gonna be awkward. Half these dice are fucking hunger dice, man. This is like highly awkward.
Albeit, this is a dog, right?
This is a dog.
This would be manipulation animal ken, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Damn, I got 8 successes. Now you're making me re-roll? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it has to do with animal ken. Apologies.
Animal kin.
Schnookums.
So manipulation and animal kin.
I still got 4.
As I shovel pizza into my face.
3 successes. God damn it.
Okay. And Echo, what did you get? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Right. Echo, you can feel that sensation. You can feel the beast clawing at you. What exactly sort of insight are you trying to get here? And also, you're muted on Twitch.
Not anymore, I'm not. So for those of you who didn't hear, I got 7 successes. 2 of those were a 10. That's included in the 7, but one of those 10s was a hunger dice. How much is she lying, trying to butter up? Like, is this just like a bold-faced fucking lie? Putting on appearances?
Oh, this is entirely a persona.
Yeah, of course it is.
This is 100% a well-polished, all T's crossed, all I's dotted persona. She is a character.
Okay. So,
Yes, Ocean.
If that was the case, that would be a versus roll, wouldn't it? It would be wits subterfuge to determine to combat the
That
the
is true,
insight.
yes. That is true. So, can you roll me a wits subterfuge, please, Candy? Speaking of, Ben, you tell Bingo to settle down. Bingo is not listening because for some reason he is staring squarely at them, and Marcus ever so slightly looks over. Sit down! And the dog instantly sits and shuts up.
4 successes.
And that was to the 8, if I remember correctly.
7
Or
with
seven.
a
Seven.
messy critical.
Yeah, so
Still doesn't.
Echo, you got all that information correctly. And Marcus had rolled a... Marcus got critical, so that's why Bingo decides to listen, but Bingo is still very much on edge. Echo, you know that this persona she's putting forward is fake. You know that this person who's trying to make themselves appear perfect is the one that most likely, if not, there's this fakeness. This person was the one that raised your ghoul. and you're starting to wonder how far that facade went. You can feel your fangs growing slightly. And before you can do anything, though, you feel a hand grip you by the back of your neck as Marcus does so as if a silent warning to calm down.
Echo's gonna take a moment. Like, no reaction on the outside. It's just gonna... Okay. So, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pop awe. So this will be manipulation plus presence for me versus composure plus intelligence for the two of you.
All right, let's have those rolls, people.
Oh, this is awkward. 1 second. These
What?
3.
You got it.
That's 3 successes for me. I only had 3 dice. 8, 8, and 0. Look, this is a rather upscale neighborhood. There's certain appearances that have to be given here. We both know that. We know that things don't always shine the best when they're being glossed over. Things don't always feel natural, I guess. I'm looking for a more natural tone to this. Try to get to the meat of things, you know? Trying to figure out root causes and what might cause parents to... Well, parents and kids to kind of split like this. I mean, we've got a whole city here full of problems, full of issues. There's too much hate in the world these days. Why don't we drop the facade and just talk like actual human beings? Why don't we have an actual conversation instead of this performance that we seem to be going through at the moment?
Honey, what is she talking about? She seems to be beating around the bush. I thought this had something to do with our daughter.
I agree. I understand trying to even out the mood. We're strangers, we've never met, and you are approaching quite the emotional topic.
I am.
All right. I would like to know, how did Rhonda answer your questions? What did she say?
Well, that would flavor the interview now, wouldn't it? That would flavor what you tell me. That would taint the story, so to speak.
Nothing's wrong with our little girl. We have a very healthy relationship. In fact,
What was she like growing up?
what was she like growing up? Like any other kid. She got into a little bit of taekwondo. I ended up showing her how to make cars, you know, take out the engine blocks, you know, all that, you know, what parents do. She went to school, she had 3 meals, she had a bed, you know, she had a good life.
Oh, such a sweet, sweet kid. Always wanted to help people. Oh, especially Grandpa at the building.
Tell me about that.
Oh, she loved helping Grandpa at the building. Had a fascination with it from the absolute start.
Yeah?
Oh, then she also always just wanted to help people. Wanted to help anyone, always helping me, whether it was in the kitchen, helping her father, in the garage. Always wanted to help people and had such a beautiful imagination.
How so?
Like, she just could create these beautiful worlds, imaginary friends that that would almost feel real. Very smart, very gifted, very talented. I think if I might offer something, I think if there was any issues, is that, well, her father and I didn't much like that she spent so much time at the building. Don't get me wrong, what Frank does, what Grandpa does, it's a great profession, great for him. I understand that it runs in the family. However, she has so much more potential than just being a landlord. She has so much more that she could do. And I think that's where, if there was any contention, that's where it might have been. We didn't exactly like that she was really setting herself up to just stay there.
Yeah, she could have aspired to more, you know? It's
So-
how it goes.
You guys can both see Echo like jotting in the notebook. Flips a page. Turns it over, starts not jotting again. So, did either of you stop to consider what she wanted? Or did you just go off the plans that you had for her?
She didn't much talk about things that she wanted, except for, you know, being around Grandpa more. As far as I was concerned, she needed a structured life. She needed discipline in order to get what she needs out of life, including with school. We made sure to drive home that she needed a good education. We weren't going to spend all our money just for her to, you know, wash out. So, I mean, how it goes sometimes.
What drew her to Grandpa so much?
I don't know. I think it was just that the building was so much fun. The building had so much history in it. And Grandpa really needed a lot of help. And like I said, when she was younger, she really wanted to help people. That's why I was really pushing her towards professions that would help people. And one thing I even said was that she doesn't have to stop helping Grandpa. She goes into a different career, but this is what she really wanted. This is where she wanted to stay, and couldn't change her mind. When she set her mind to it, she did it.
If you don't mind my asking, why did neither of you two want to help out more with the grandfather? That's a lot to put on one little girl.
It's not our responsibility what my father does.
No, but also we didn't put it on her. She wanted to help, and she still does.
This isn't our responsibility to tell her as an adult. She has to make her own way.
So, why
And
didn't... Sorry, go ahead.
And if, I mean, you know, if she wanted to help out her grandfather, I didn't see any problem with it. But, you know, I mean, it felt unhealthy too.
How so?
Just an obsession. She loved that place to the point where, how it goes sometimes. It feels, you know, I mean, she just wanted to spend all her time there. It doesn't seem right when there's plenty of world out there. Let's get out there.
Echo turns their eyes for a moment over to Ben. I mean, just kind of looks over. Your father, huh? Did you never have any, like, want to help your father out manage that building? I mean, from what I've heard, it's a big building.
That wasn't where money was. As you can tell, we're pretty well off. You know, we own this home. We're a part of a hated community, and
1 sec.
my wife.
Sorry, we got a subscription. 1 second. Bear, thank you.
So, now
Sorry,
you know
1
what
second.
we are. Now you know what you are. You'll never grow old, Michael. And you'll never die. But you must feed.
I have an audio that plays, just bear with me.
On top of it, I mean, I had bigger aspirations being a pharmacist. On top of that, my wife being part of, the president of the HOA here, I believe that we've got ourselves quite the community. Everyone's very lovely, very nice, and we're doing all right for ourselves. I didn't want to get into the whole business with my father because my father had his own aspirations. That was his love, not mine. So I ended up working more towards what I wanted to do, and where money was. And being a pharmacy, I started off as a pharmacy tech, went to college. Surprised that our daughter didn't want to go to college.
Let's circle back around to your kid for a sec. She stayed to help Grandpa. How come she's not here?
Well, we were wondering kind of why you were here and she wasn't.
I said, I'm just writing a story.
Well, she seems to have given you our address.
I had a talk with her. I asked her if I could chat with you. She said I probably wouldn't have much luck, but seems I got a little further than even she thought I would.
Was there to...
But how come she's not here?
That's a good question. Why isn't she here? Doors
She's
open.
a grown woman. She's a grown woman. She can make her own choices. We have told her many a time our door is always open. She wanted to live her own life, and obviously if she's getting a better deal on rent, she's gonna go with the building.
I mean,
But
gated community, nice house, decent property, in a pretty well-off area of the city. One would think that someone would be drawn more to here for living than at that old apartment building.
I believe we also have that the saying of there are times of which the baby must leave the nest.
Was that her choice?
I didn't see her complaining.
and yes, it was her choice.
Just asking, covering bases.
We told her that our door is always open if she wanted to come back, but she wanted to live on her own, and some people prefer different ways of living than others. And if she is happy and she is safe in the apartment building, so be it. That's her choice.
Again, under my roof, it's my rule. And we all know how it goes. There are certain house rules here that are different than other places, but
you see Echo's head again shift over to Ben as he's mentioning that. Tell me about that.
Well, there'll definitely be no boys in this house while she lived here. There was going to be no relationships or fraternizing until she managed to save enough money to be able to get herself her own place. That's what our rules were, and that she was going to go to church every Sunday. Those were the stipulations, and she would be joining us for dinner and evening prayer. Those are our rules here, and she is to respect them, but she didn't respect them.
You said she was obsessed with the building when she was a kid. What was that like for you guys?
Oh, it was stressful.
Tell me about it.
She was a small kid running in and out. She would go through the ductwork. Oh, she would hide in the mechanic room. We were jumping around trying to find her. I almost thought of putting a bell on her at one point because she was just running around. She was in everybody's apartment. Oh my gosh, she would go in between the walls, under the walls, the secret prohibition, I guess, speakeasy that may or may not be in the basement. I don't know. But she was fascinated with every square inch of that building. Once we got her in that door, we had to drag her out. She loved that. She loves that place.
Did she ever have any imaginary friends while she was there? You mentioned imaginary friends earlier.
Many.
Do you remember any of them?
I don't think so.
That
Just little kid stuff. Like little kids making imaginary friends, thinking of things.
Candy, can you roll me a manipulation subterfuge roll, please? And you'll be contesting with Marcus.
I'm gonna roll a wits plus insight.
I'm just gonna be oblivious to all of this.
Of course, you've been drinking.
Speaking of which,
2.
We got ourselves 6 successes.
Work. There we go. That six successes is mighty impressive, but it does not beat Marcus's 7. Marcus looks over at you, Candy, with a raised eyebrow. Now, I don't think that's true.
I beg
Speaking
your
as a parent
pardon?
myself, you always remember those type of things. Speaking as a parent myself, he says, looking square at you, you always remember those types of things. So what was the name of the imaginary friend?
now hold on. You're a parent too. How about we have these flipped on you? Where's your kid?
At home. In
Currently,
bed.
she's at home.
Oh, and how old is she?
He looks at you with a raised brow. She's 18.
Is she living at your home?
Yes, she is.
Does she follow your rules?
Yes, but we have a very different set of rules.
All right, but that is a difference in parenting, not something that you can just say without a definitive that it's right or wrong.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying parents remember these sorts of things. So, I ask again. He says, looking at you, what was the name?
Looking at who?
Candy.
That was such a long time ago.
Echo twitches. For just a moment, Echo twitches. Just like...
Marcus, whose hand is still on the back
Yep.
of your neck, gently squeezes it.
Barnes? No, that wasn't it. There were so many imaginary friends, but I do remember her having a particular one she really loved. Barnes?
Echo just sits there, like, silent, watching. Almost unblinking. Just watches.
Ben, can you roll me a wits history roll, please?
What's that, academics?
Is it to remember something from long ago?
Intelligence academics, or what would be considered investigation, or something for the past. It would be probably
This is about the past.
Insight?
Possibly insight. I mean, it's up to you what you want to do, ST.
Beans?
I'm gonna go with wits.
Echo speaks up. Beans?
Beans! Oh, yes!
When did she grow out of her imaginary friend phase? Did she grow
guess-
out of that?
Well, of course she did. All children grow out of the imaginary friends phase. I'd have to say she was about 6, 7.
She was 12. This is storyteller saying she was 12 when she grew out of it.
Nah, she had to have been older. I would have to say when she was starting like middle school, high school, 11, 12. Yeah. A lot later than normally kids do, but hey, she was having a nice time, so we just let the phase go on its own and her grow out of it.
Was that a natural progression for her?
Well, yes.
That's interesting. Echo raises
The
an
role was
eyebrow.
to see if you remembered Beans.
Does a 2 do it?
Yeah. Considering that you're named after him, you remember it very well.
Oh, yeah. I think she got that imaginary friend because of my stories telling her about her grandfather, my father, Ben Senior. He went by Beans. That was his nickname.
Echo raises an eyebrow, looking right at Candy. That's interesting.
So I was figuring there was going to be more questions of like, whatever, our relationship with our daughter.
You didn't seem like you wanted to talk about that. I mean, it seems to me like it might be pretty strained from what I'm hearing you guys say, quite honestly.
It's not strained. I don't know where you're coming up with this.
Your body language. You've been constantly drinking since I walked into the house. And
Just
your...
because I've been drinking does not give anyone to say that I have a strained relationship with my daughter, thank you much.
And your wife here seems to be putting on a show for sake of appearances, to make sure I don't get the wrong impression. I'm a journalist. Reading people is literally what I do.
Let me ask you
And-
this.
Oh, go ahead,
Since-
dear. Sorry.
It's all right. So you are saying that you don't put on a face in the middle of a stranger asking you specific questions about your daughter. In this case, something personal. You can't tell me in the life of you
Not-
that you wouldn't put on something along the same lines
Not-
in order to make yourself look better.
Not unless I have reason to. Something to hide, maybe. Echo just
Do you have
flat out
something
says
to
it.
hide? Do you have something to hide?
Do I? I don't
Do
know.
you?
Do you? Why doesn't your daughter actually talk to you anymore? Why is she living with her grandfather instead of you? If you're such loving parents, why is she living with her grandfather in an old dilapidated building, helping him try to keep that building up and running, while you two haven't talked to her for years?
We've already stated that we have talked with her well before years came
Yeah?
by.
Perhaps you wouldn't mind me calling your bluff on that.
I don't know what she has told you because you will not give us that information, but you are clearly using whatever she happened to tell you at us. So, and Candy starts to stand up, I think it is time we call this a night, since clearly this is going nowhere.
Micah reaches into a pocket, pulls out a small little baggie. A couple pills in it. A couple of gummies. holds them for a second. So I found something interesting while I was talking to your daughter. You know what these are?
You telling me that my daughter's on drugs?
No. Well,
Well,
not ones that you don't
it's-
know about.
Ben, you would know just by looking at that due to your pharmacology that those are multivitamins.
Those are multivitamins. So
Yeah.
she's being more
They come
healthy
sta-
I dropped
about
them.
it.
I dropped them off last month.
Yeah.
Just dropped her off a new set when I dropped off stuff for Grandpa.
So
Those are the multivitamins I buy her because I worry she's not getting a full balanced diet.
And with your husband being the pharmacologist, you're telling me the holes come standard in these? See, I sent a couple of these off to a lab to have them tested because they've been tampered with. You telling me that if I bring these back, with them only having been in your hands and hers, that they're going to come back clean?
They're over
I
the
don't-
counter.
What are you insinuating?
I'm insinuating
You need to leave.
I'm insinuating you medicated your daughter in order to get her to stop seeing imaginary friends because you didn't like it.
I think it's time that this conversation ends, and if you don't get out, we're about ready to call the police. You're trespassing at this point.
Marcus looks at the both of you. Marcus, who has been staying quiet for most of this, looks at the both of you, activating compel, and tells you both, sit down.
Roll.
I'm looking that up right now.
I believe that would be a presence. One second.
Compel, I think it is a presence.
Okay, one second.
I believe it's manipulation, charisma.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, charisma something.
It's fortitude, obfuscate, potence. 1 second, I'm almost there. Presence. Daunt, lingering.
No, compel might be in dominate.
Dominate, in that case, I'm flipping back this way. That's aspects. 1 second. Celerity. Dominate, here we go.
Never mind. Never
Compel.
mind. It is.
Charisma plus
Is it-
dominate versus intelligence resolve. It's a 4 for Ben.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What am I rolling?
1 second.
Intelligence resolve, I thought.
Yeah, intelligence and resolve. Five for Candy.
Ben and Candy, you know that you should get up. This is getting out of hand, but the look Marcus is giving you, the command and slight growl in his voice, something in you tells you to do as this man says, as you both found yourselves glued to your seats as he rolls a 9.
Now, why don't you try telling me the truth? Did you medicate your daughter?
No.
Without her knowing?
No, of course not. That's unethical.
Okay, Ben, you're going to roll me either a manipulation subterfuge roll or a charisma persuasion roll, depending on if you are lying or being persuasive. Yes.
I'm gonna hit you in the DMs.
Yeah, check
real
your
quick with
DMs.
this one.
Echo's eyes turn to Candy. Your own daughter. Your own daughter. You're telling me that if I get these pills back, the report's going to come out clean?
You are threatening me with a
I
bluff.
am not threatening you with anything.
You're threatening. You're threatening us
No,
right now.
No, I'm not.
Saying you'll get into a lab. Saying
No,
you'll do
I'm
this,
I'm
you'll
not
do that. That is what you are doing. You are threatening in our own home that we invited you into.
I'm not threatening. I'm not going to send it to a lab, sweetheart. I already did.
And what did they find?
I haven't gotten the report back yet, so would you like to come clean with me now, or would you like to wait until I find out?
Ben, what did you roll? Okay.
For the charisma persuasion.
Marcus. Okay. Marcus looks at him. Looks at you. He's telling the truth.
We would never. That is against all pharmaceutical, ethics. My wife knows this too.
Marcus slowly looks over towards you, Candy. Did you, or did you not, tamper with the multivitamins? Yes or no?
When she was younger, I did give her a small dose of an antipsychotic so that she would live a normal life.
Have you continued that up until now?
You don't know what that's like. You don't know what that's like at all. Watching your own child fail her classes because she's too distracted by people she's talking to that aren't there. Something had to get done, and so I did it. And
Yeah.
now she's living a normal, successful life, whether she talks to us or not.
Did you do that with a prescription or no? Or
If I recall, most antipsychotics need a prescription.
did you get something through your husband for that? Maybe tell him a little white lie about how you were feeling. Maybe he brought something home from work and you slipped it to your daughter. How exactly did that work?
You're accusing my wife.
Your wife admitted it. I'm not accusing her of anything
You're
at this point.
accusing my wife of trying to circumvent ethics.
I'm trying to figure out whether it was legit or not. Whether it was done with an actual prescription. Because if she gave her daughter something... She said she gave her daughter something. She didn't say, we went to a doctor and got her some help. That language was very, very, very much purposeful.
If we went to a doctor, what would they have done? They would have locked her up in a padded room and threw away the key.
So
That's what happens. So, using methods that weren't the best, I will admit,
did you get it
I
from?
protected my daughter
Did you get it
so
from your
she could
husband's
live
stash?
a normal life.
Did you get it through your husband? Did you use his credentials, or did you get him to bring it home from work?
Honey, is this true?
You might as well just come clean with it. It's out there now. Between the four of us.
I was able to use his credentials to get the correct small dose that she needed so that she could live a normal life and succeed, which obviously she has.
So that's a controlled substance.
Candy,
Illegal-
look
I would visit. Honey, do you really think I would willingly go to visit you and cook you meals and drive an hour to your office that you so love being at all hours of the day for fun? No, I was protecting our daughter, actually parenting her.
Yeah. You might have thought that. You have
I always
caused
thought
her...
it was out of...
How long has it been since you talked to her?
I saw her when I dropped off the most recent batch of supplies
How long-
for her and Grandpa.
How long was it? How long has it been since you had an actual visit with her?
I do not know off the top of my head. I'm currently being interrogated.
Echo is silent for a very, very long moment. Marcus's hand still on the on the back of like Echo's neck.
Yep.
Yeah, he can feel Echo actually trembling slightly.
Now, if you don't mind, since you got the information you wanted, rightfully destroyed my marriage, please leave.
We're not done yet.
Oh no, we are.
Marcus's thumb gently rubs the side of your neck as if to try and calm you down, because he knows that if this continues to escalate, there is no coming back.
My daughter was talking to people who weren't there. She was seeing things. And by the time she reached even 10, people were asking shouldn't she be out of her imaginary friend's phase? She wouldn't have been able to do anything. They would have locked her up, thrown away the key, destroyed her life.
Yeah, they tried to do that to me too.
I was the only
turned
one
out-
who actually did something.
Yeah, they tried to do that to me too. However, I'm out living a functioning life. You didn't give her time to adapt. You immediately jumped into trying to solve a problem for her, didn't you? Because you thought she wouldn't be able to fucking handle it.
Out of love.
That's not love.
For our
That's
daughter.
manipulation. That's
It's
control.
still love.
Because somebody wasn't giving off the appearance that you wanted her to. Echo leans over to Marcus.
I think you've overstayed your welcome.
Writes on the pad.
Agreed.
Echo writes on the pad. They need to stay exactly where they are.
Please leave before I call the police.
Marcus looks at them. You two still can't move for some reason, even though you know you should be getting up, going to your phones. You're stuck where you are right now. You're not sure if it's because of intimidation, you're not sure why, but the compel is making you stay there.
And
He
then,
just says, they're not going anywhere.
and then right below it, squeeze my neck. Once for yes, 2 for no. Can you wipe memory?
He gives your neck a slight squeeze.
Good.
Once.
Echo stands up off the couch. There are things in this world that are unsightly, unseeming. 1 second. We have a camera that flipped off.
Oh, my internet decided to take a shit.
We'll deal with it. There are things in this world that are unsightly, unseeming, things that lurk. Things, decisions, we all make our own paths. Echo looks over at Ben. Your wife chose poorly, tampering with things that she ought not. Forcing people down a road that is not them. Taking choices away from them. We all have choices in this life, and we all must bear the fallout from those choices. I made a choice a few nights ago. Turned out for the better for me. You, however, and Echo's eyes snap over to Candy, no longer get a choice in what happens. When I leave here, you are coming with me.
Now hold on, that's my wife.
You don't
I
get
think
a
the hell not.
You don't get a say in that. You made your choice years ago.
So what you're trying to tell me is that you're going to forcibly remove my wife
No, she is
from her
she is
home.
coming of her own free will. It's her choice to follow me. That's the choice she gets to make tonight. Echo
And
walk-
if she refuses,
Oh, she won't refuse. And I am sorry for the life that you are going to have to face alone, Ben. But this ends now. That girl deserved better. And you have destroyed her fucking life.
I saved it.
No, you didn't. She is a wreck. An absolute fucking mess! But you've been too busy living your own life to actually notice, to actually care. I'm assuming it's because, probably in the name of religion or some shit like that, some sort of normalcy. So you're gonna sit there. And I'll be back in a moment. And believe me when I tell you that if either of you have an inkling to get up and move, neither of you will make it to the door. Or to the phone. Echo will walk out of the room and go find the kitchen.
Candy, do you want to describe the kitchen?
Sterile.
course-
White.
Of course it is.
White marble countertops, like beautiful light wood cabinets, a gigantic sink and island. It is opulent. Like, this is a Kardashian level kitchen that you could tell has barely ever been cooked in,
Echo goes.
but is there for the status.
Echo goes to the cupboards, looks for a glass. Pulls it out, and they find it. Over to the sink, fills it with water. And then while they are in the kitchen, grab a knife from the knife block and opens their wrist into the glass.
Yes.
potency
Yes,
is when it,
ocean.
potency is when it's from the vein itself.
In that case, Echo will fill the glass with water and bring it back out. Hold it in one hand. Reach out to Candy and tilt her head back.
What are you doing?
She is full on panic. What? Do not
Shut up.
touch me.
Shut
What are
up.
you doing?
You no longer get a choice. Your choice has been made for you, much like you made your choice for your daughter.
She's gonna start struggling.
Echo opens her wrist. Opens the wrist.
Yes.
Would this be a
Yes,
strength?
Ocean?
Would this be a strength plus brawl on both counts?
Yes. Strength plus brawl for both, please.
For Ben and
Um,
Candy?
Just for Candy, if
Candy-
you're not going up.
No successes.
It's Candy and Echo. For Ben, I need you to roll me a intelligence resolve roll.
I'm rocking a blood surge.
Okay.
That's a point of hunger to me.
You are now at 4 hunger.
What?
Correct.
What was
You're
the?
rolling intelligence resolve.
1 second, guys. Welcome on in, guys. Claire Chemi, thank you for the raid. Give me 1 second. Audio plays.
I'm just assuming it's mariachi music.
No, actually, I still believe from Lost Boys with the sax man. These are your trigger warnings as we play VTM. Heads up, we are in the middle of a session at the moment. Welcome on in to both Claire and everyone who came in. I guess enjoy the show.
You might want to give the trigger warnings.
Wait
I did.
a second, let me get this straight. Are you telling me that we moved to the murder capital of the world? Are you serious, Grandpa?
Well, not every.
I also got a 3 for my intelligence resolve.
Marcus rolled a messy critical, so he gets hungrier, but he looks you straight in the eyes and says, well, he uses memorism. Shut up, ignore that. Look straight ahead. And you find yourself forced to listen.
Strength and brawl. I also got no successes. I am not a
Reroll.
strength brawl person. Fuck.
It's rollies! Do your rollies!
What? Roll
Reroll.
off? Reroll?
Reroll.
Yeah, both.
Everyone rerolls. Marcus, baby, you're at 3 hunger.
0 successes!
Same.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
Oh my god.
You want
Okay.
do you want me to reroll?
Surge.
Last reroll for both of you. Someone's gotta give. Are you serious?
That's a messy critical.
1 success!
Oh no. You are
Messy
now
crit
at
goes to
5.
5
The
hunger.
beast?
Hmm?
I think so.
No, that's
Are you at 5 hunger?
I'm at 4.
4 hunger.
Okay. 4 hunger. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, you feel your beast gnawing. This person, this being has hurt what is yours. They have damaged your ghoul to the
Oh.
point where they are barely a functioning person. They don't deserve to live, and it takes every ounce of your self-control to not just latch on to this woman's neck
I've got something
as you force
better.
her neck back.
I've got something better. We'll get our bite. Echo opens the wrist. Puts it directly over Candy's mouth. And is going to dump 3 ounces straight down her throat.
Candy, you feel the vitae go down your throat. The blood. Strangely sweet. You try to struggle against it, but with each ounce that goes down, the struggle becomes less and less. Until, for some reason that your brain does not understand, you want to do everything that this person says.
Now that we have that dealt with, Echo's eyes you're just gonna sit there. You can let her go. And Echo looks over at Marcus. You can let her go. Sit there and do nothing for the
Candy.
moment.
Candy, you've been released from compel.
Echo's eyes snap to Ben. You, as much as I want to, are not the guilty party. You took no part in this knowingly. You are going to sleep soundly tonight. Best sleep you've had in a while. Your wife will not be here when you wake up. And you will not remember this. That is my gift to you for playing no part in this travesty. Echo will walk over to Ben, tilt his neck to the side, and will bite down. And will drink not until he's dead, but until he's unconscious.
As he begins to do so,
Hold on.
Marcus, yes, Ocean.
Oh, you got it. You were gonna have Marcus.
As you begin to do so, Marcus makes eye contact with him and says, "You're not going to remember anything that happened tonight, and you need to roll me a wits resolve versus his charisma dominate."
That's a 3.
And Marcus rolled a 5. Ben, you feel yourself slowly beginning to fall asleep from this euphoric feeling. And your mind begins to feel muddled as you feel yourself slowly fall into unconsciousness. However, to you, it is just a sweet, sweet sleep. Yes, Ocean.
With the forgetful mind, you can recreate what happened in his mind fully.
Okay. So in that case, what Ben's going to remember is his wife.
Might I?
He got home. Yes, go ahead. Echo?
I was going to say, just a quick suggestion. If the storyteller will allow it.
Mm-hmm.
His wife, overcome with guilt, sat him down after he got home from work and told him exactly what she'd done. The guilt having racked up over the years till it was completely unbearable, and decided she was going to try and make it up to their daughter for having ruined her life, for having ruined the grandfather's life. It was either that or go to jail. And we'll be living at the apartment building, but we'll no longer be living here. We'll be living at the apartment building in an attempt to help make things up, manage things.
Marcus nods, and that is the memory that's been implanted in your brain. You drank yourself into a stupor after finding out that your wife, your high school sweetheart, the woman you've spent a good portion of your life with, even through your ups and downs, has been drugging your daughter. Possibly, who knows for how long. And you drank yourself until you passed out on the couch.
With him unconscious. How many points of hunger would that give me back?
I'm gonna say you go down 2. Yeah.
Done.
So you're now at 2 points of hunger.
Echo looks over at Candy. You are going to get whatever you need in order to live a very long life. Whatever belongings you need most. And you are going to come meet us in the truck, parked outside. You leave your phone here. You leave anything that you can be tracked with here. You no longer get that privilege. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Go. Now.
She goes.
Echo will stand up, and without a word to Marcus, will walk to the front door and out, leaving the door open behind them.
Marcus follows. The dog looks at you, watches you as you leave the house.
And Echo will wait.
Marcus follows shortly behind you. You doing all right?
No. But I will recover. That is unacceptable. I don't care who you are. I don't care what life you've lived. I don't care what you thought you were doing. That is not acceptable. And she is going to learn the hard way. That is not acceptable.
I'm surprised you didn't just take the whole bite. Some could argue this is kinder.
What, that I didn't bite her?
That you let her live.
You know why? I'm a horror fanatic. And
Yes.
in this life, there are things that are much worse than death.
I'm aware.
You know what? I think I'm gonna take the dog too.
I'm going to warn you right now. Animals typically don't like us.
Oh, it's not for me. It's for Beans.
The imaginary friend?
Yeah, we can go with that. We don't talk about
All
that.
right.
We don't talk about that around here.
He's gonna pause for a second before draping an arm across your shoulder, bringing in close. If you want to listen better, it's best to give it a little bit of vitae.
Done. Echo will walk back into the house, over to the dog.
The dog growls at you.
We'll put just a few drops on the floor in front of it.
Looks at you. Hold on. Roll me a manipulation animal kin check.
Of course you're gonna make me manipulation, animal kin? Oh, god damn. This is awkward. 1 success.
You know what? Sure. The dog looks at you. It keeps eye contact as it licks the blood and seems to relax somewhat before looking at you and headbutts your leg.
Come on, we're gonna go for a ride.
The dog is very excited because all of a sudden it's like, car ride! Car ride! And it bolts towards the car.
And Echo will walk back out and wait for Candy.
Several minutes pass. But she comes out with her she comes out with her suitcase just rolling, and walks up to the car and is just says, "I'm ready to go when you are."
Good. Get in the back seat.
You notice that like her voice has like no nothing in it. It's just like so timid and like flat, like defeated. Like the air is out of the tire. And so she gets in the back seat. No argument.
I won't.
The dog, Bingo, bounces into the back seat as well.
I won't hurt you. But you're gonna do what I want from here on out. You will be looked after, which is more than I can say for your daughter. But first I want you to tell me, what was the actual reason behind what you did?
Too many people were asking questions, and I couldn't hide it any longer.
So you decided to drug your daughter?
Yes.
Do you understand why that was a bad thing? Or that was a bad choice?
I think so.
Because it takes away somebody else's free will. It takes away somebody else's choice. Echo will pull their cell phone out of their pocket. Flip through the contacts until they find Rhonda. Your mom's coming to stay with me for a while. She's gonna seem off. 1 second.
We lost the dad!
We did lose the dad.
Candy, check your DMs.
1 second while I flip Windows back.
Sorry.
You're fine.
It just came back on.
You're fine. Your mom's coming to stay with... so Echo pulls cell phone out of the pocket. Flips through until they find Rhonda. Your mom's coming to stay with me for a while. She's going to seem really out of it, really off. Don't worry about it. There's nothing to be concerned, but you now have help around the building. Help that will not argue and will not put up a fight.
Candy is just gonna look at you again and just say, I just wanted her to be normal.
There's nothing wrong with her. She's got gifts that not a lot of people do. And in this world, that should be treasured. You didn't give her a chance to show her what you could do. You didn't give her a chance to help you understand. You jumped immediately to conclusions. And you went down the path that was best for you because you didn't want to deal with other people asking questions. Because you didn't think she was normal enough. Speaking as somebody who's not normal, that was a wrong choice.
Marcus has gotten into the car. He's put on his seatbelt. And before he even has a chance to start the car, you get a phone call from Rhonda.
I will pick up the phone. I'll answer it. Put it up to my ear. Hello.
What do you mean she's coming here?
She's in the back seat of the truck that I'm currently in.
But
She will not fight. She will not argue. And you have help. It
Echo,
was.
I don't know if this is a good.
It was your mother, not your father. Your mother drugged you because she didn't like what you were. Sure, she might have been looking for ways to help. She went about it in the wrong way. For the sake of keeping up appearances. She put on a show. Because she didn't want people asking questions. She changed the entire course of your life because she didn't like the cards she was dealt.
She pauses for a moment. Did my dad know?
No. It's the only reason he's not with us. Your father's asleep on the couch.
More like passed out, probably.
Yeah, he's been drinking.
That's not a surprise.
He won't know what happened tonight. Your mother no longer has a choice because she took yours.
She pauses for a long time before whispering, Grandpa's not going to be happy about this.
Frank and I are gonna talk.
If you're sure. I mean, I trust you, Echo. It's just this is a lot to take in.
Yeah, it's no longer just you and your grandfather maintaining the building now. Remember how I said I was gonna work things out? We were gonna build something together. Remember how I said we were gonna turn things around?
Yeah.
You do right by me, things will turn around. We'll make things work. And I'll take you to the top
Echo.
with me.
All right, I'll see you later. It sounds like Grandpa's getting up. The lights are acting up again.
Don't tell him we're coming. Let me talk to him.
Okay, any other surprises I need to be aware of?
Just your father won't remember anything from tonight. And I've got your dog, too.
There's a long pause. I have a dog?
Apparently.
Is it a cute dog at least?
I'll describe the dog.
The dog is currently looking at you, and when it sees you looking at him, you just suddenly get a big, slobbery dog lick up the side of your face.
I'll kind of reach back, pet on the head. We'll be back soon.
Okay. Sure. I'll see about getting things ready. And she hangs up the phone.
Eka looks over at Marcus. Drive, please.
I was about to say, he says, he gave you a look when you started with the tone, but when you tacked on the please, he just nods his head, puts the car in gear, and starts to drive back to the apartment.
I'm a little aggravated. Don't read too much into it.
Understandable.
Echo pulls down the mirror in the sun visor, or pulls down the sun visor and opens the mirror, angles it so they're looking at Candy. You're gonna help with building repairs. You're gonna help maintain the place.
Her eyes are just like so out of focus, looking out of the window because, like, she's still getting oriented. Just, all right.
Once a month, you are going to come to me for a top-up. We're going to say every 25 days. Just to be on the safe side.
Every 25 days.
If you do not, I will come and find you, and if I have to come and find you, I'm not going to be happy. You are going to be doing menial labor. You are going to be cleaning apartments. You are going to be cleaning bathrooms. And you are also going to be up on ladders fixing light bulbs. So
Okay.
your father-in-law doesn't have to do it anymore at his age. If your daughter asks you to do anything, you are going to do it without hesitation. Without question, and without complaint.
Okay.
Good. You do good enough over the next couple months, and we'll see about giving you a bed. For now, you sleep on the floor.
All right.
Good. And Echo will fall silent.
As the three of you, plus Bingo, drive through the night, I think this is an excellent time to say goodnight.